said a camera near the airport led them to the shooter's car. One thing the city of Centerville and Sheetz convenience store lawyers had to agree on today was handing over information each side had. This has to do with a lawsuit Sheetz filed against the city last year. It did that after Centerville denied the company's plan to build a new station where the Elsa's restaurant currently sits on Far Hills Avenue. Next door to Elsa's, Sheetz is also suing Epiphany Lutheran Church and Bethany Village Retirement Community, which is across the street. Both have pushed to keep Sheetz out of that neighborhood. Last month, 2 judges denied the city's request to throw out that lawsuit. Storm Center 7 weather specialist is in for Austin Cheney tonight as we look ahead to tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon with the winds from this hurricane that are going to be impacting our area. New concerns.
Yeah, I have some updated forecast numbers. We've seen a bit of a shift in the forecast for us tonight, so I've had to increase that wind gust forecast just a little bit. Now, in terms of new data, heavy rainfall still looking likely. Earlier on tonight, I mentioned 45 to 55 mile per hour gusts were likely. I'm going to go ahead and up that now to 45 to 60, and I'll show you why in just a couple of moments. But the reason for this, a slightly stronger system even after it's inland, and thus we also see a bit of a change in the track coming a little bit further to the north, and thus we have that higher gust potential. Now, what could change still? Well, any additional changes to the track, even 25 to 30, even 40 miles could cause some additional changes to the forecast. So we're still fine tweaking some things, but certainly an impactful wind event for us for sure. Looking live into Xenia tonight, you can see roads are dry. We've had a couple of light sprinkles so far this evening, but nothing overly impactful. And you notice right now, not much in the way of the breeze and the flags. They're fluttering just a little bit, but certainly going to be a bit of a different picture out there for us tomorrow. Live Doppler 7 radar shows a couple of light sprinkles here and there. Temperatures relatively comfortable, but we've got a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. So as soon as the remnants of Helene start to move in, it's not going to take long to see some heavier downpour. 69 degrees right now in Dayton, 66 in Wapakoneta, still hanging on to 70 right now in Xenia and Springboro, and 71 in Springfield. I'll broaden out the view for you just a little bit. There is Hurricane Helene, just made landfall in Keaton Beach, which is to the southeast of Tallahassee. This will continue to move northward, and you're already noticing a good surge of rain getting a little bit closer to the Ohio River. So it won't be long. I'd say within the next 6 to 7 hours, we should have some good rain falling across a good portion of the Miami Valley. I'll take you and show you what a wind advisory, what exactly is that. There's some criteria that goes into this. And the main thing right now in terms of the wind advisory for us is the wind gust piece of this. Between 46 and 57 miles per hour, we may see a few tree limbs down, a few power outages. Now, if we continue to see the signs that the wind gust forecast increase, we may have to see a high wind warning issued. And what exactly is that? That means we have the sustained wind. That's that constant wind at or above 40 miles per hour, or we have forecast wind gusts at 58 miles per hour or stronger. And again, this has to occur for a longer period of time before we would have to see this high wind warning issued. But this also means a higher impact event. That means if it's trash day tomorrow, once they come and pick up that trash, you want to make sure you get that can up quickly, because if we do go to a high wind warning, you might find that empty trash can down the road, looking at more severe tree damage and more widespread power outages. So we're kind of on that fine line right now. I would not be surprised to see an upgrade to a high wind warning. Now, this is a look at the latest data, brand new data for the wind gust forecast. 8 o'clock in the morning, 35 mile per hour wind gusts. That's a bit of an increase from earlier. And then watch during the afternoon. You can see 45 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts, even a couple of spots isolated higher. That's all going to depend on the track. 25 miles south takes the higher gusts a little further to the south. If it shifts any further north, it can take those highest wind gusts and even go a little bit further northward. So some additional changes to the forecast cannot be ruled out. High school football. I'll tell you what, kicking a football or throwing it tomorrow night with these type of wind gusts, that's not going to be a very easy task. 45 to 50 miles per hour. I would imagine we're going to see a lot of running the football for tomorrow for sure. The good news is by Saturday morning, wind's starting to subside just a little bit, but it's still going to be a bit on the breezy side. Obviously, wind, not the only impact. We're looking at rain. Tomorrow going out to work, again, a pretty steady rain, but it's relatively light. A couple of spots maybe seeing some moderate rainfall. It's that second wave of rain during the afternoon that could be particularly heavy. We will have to kind of watch and see what happens with that in terms of where that rain is at least the heaviest. And again, this is going to be a big problem if you're driving home from work or for school. Rainfall totals still varying a bit, 1/4 to a 1/2 inch to the north, where those heavier bands set up near and south of Dayton in particular. We could see some spots maybe getting 1.5 inches to even 2 inches. Here's a look at my Storm Center 7-day forecast. We stay a bit soggy. We have that storm tracking alert for tomorrow for that heavy rain and wind. We do finally get some dry weather and sunshine, James, but it won't be until Tuesday or Wednesday of next week.
All right, Nick, thank you. Curious what you might be doing October 1st? We'd like to invite you to our 7 Circle of Kindness Red Cross Community Blood Drive.